On December 4, 2024, Tendar reported that Syrian opposition forces, notably including Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS), have captured several T-90 and T-90A tanks, among the most modern combat vehicles supplied to the Syrian army by Russia. This significant acquisition occurs as the conflict in Syria intensifies, with the Syrian army increasingly abandoning sophisticated Russian-made military equipment during its retreats. These tanks, equipped with advanced firepower, armor, and mobility, represent a considerable boost to the capabilities of the opposition forces. The captured T-90 tanks are part of a broader pattern of Russian military equipment falling into the hands of opposition forces. Since 2015, Russia has supplied Syria with 30 T-90 and T-90A main battle tanks. However, approximately 10 of these tanks have now been abandoned by Syrian forces and seized by rebel groups. The latest captures include not only T-90 tanks but also other Russian military assets such as a Buk M2 air defense system, a ZSU-23-4M Mamiya vehicle, and even 8 L-39 Albatros light jets and 3 MiG-23 fighter aircraft from Nayrab Air Base near Aleppo. These losses highlight the growing vulnerability of Syrian forces as they face increasing pressure from rebel offensives. The T-90A tanks are particularly valuable due to their modern capabilities. These tanks are armed with a 125mm 2A46M5 smoothbore gun, which can engage targets up to 5 kilometers away, even while on the move. Additionally, the T-90A is equipped with the ESA TPV thermal imaging and night vision systems, making it highly effective in low-visibility conditions such as nighttime or urban warfare. Its armor is reinforced with Contact 5 explosive reactive armor, designed to protect against anti-tank missiles, while the Shtora 1 active protection system further enhances its defense against guided threats. Powered by a 1,000 horsepower V92S2 diesel engine, the T-90A boasts impressive mobility across varied terrains, essential for repositioning during combat. These capabilities could significantly enhance the effectiveness of opposition forces, especially when they face older or less advanced tanks. However, the challenges of maintaining and operating such sophisticated systems are non-trivial, especially given the technical expertise required to keep these tanks in operational condition. The loss of these tanks underscores broader challenges faced by the Syrian army. As Syrian government forces retreat, often under pressure from HTS and other opposition groups, high-value Russian-supplied equipment is being left behind. The rapid advance of rebel forces, logistical difficulties, and the Syrian army's inability to manage its complex withdrawal operations have all contributed to this pattern. Moreover, Russia's current focus on its military commitments in Ukraine has limited its capacity to provide immediate support to Syrian forces, exacerbating the issue. The Syrian army's reliance on Russian-supplied equipment, much of which has not been fully integrated into Syrian operational strategies, has made it difficult for the military to safeguard these assets during retreats. The result is a series of strategic withdrawals marked by the loss of advanced weaponry. The capture of advanced tanks like the T-90A provides significant psychological and tactical advantages to opposition forces. While groups like HTS and the Free Syrian Army (FSA) have a history of capturing tanks, including T-55s and T-72s, the acquisition of more advanced models presents a new challenge. These tanks feature cutting-edge systems like thermal imaging and advanced armor, making them formidable weapons in the right hands. However, the opposition forces face difficulties in effectively operating such sophisticated equipment. Issues like technical expertise, the availability of spare parts, and the logistical challenges of maintaining and repairing such tanks limit their full potential. Despite these obstacles, the capture and deployment of T-90A tanks offer a morale boost to rebel groups and present a significant challenge for Syrian forces. One confirmed instance of a captured T-90A being effectively used occurred in 2017, when HTS militants deployed one of the seized tanks against government forces. While such successes are relatively rare, the ability to deploy these tanks in future engagements could shift the balance in localized battles. In addition to operational difficulties, the fragmented nature of opposition groups further complicates the integration of captured military equipment. Variations in military training, limited access to skilled operators, and the lack of a unified logistical network often hinder the ability of these forces to make full use of sophisticated tanks like the T-90A. Furthermore, the reliance on external support for anti-armor operations and repairs means that even if the tanks are captured, maintaining them in a state of readiness becomes a formidable challenge. Nevertheless, the strategic value of these captured assets cannot be understated. Even in the absence of complete operational integration, the presence of modern Russian-made tanks in the hands of opposition forces serves as a powerful psychological tool, allowing them to counter the Syrian army's advances and challenge the status quo of the conflict. The capture of Russian-made T-90 tanks by Syrian opposition forces marks a significant shift in the ongoing conflict, providing rebels with advanced military equipment that could potentially alter the course of future battles. While challenges remain in terms of maintaining and operating these tanks, their acquisition highlights the vulnerabilities of the Syrian army and the growing capabilities of the opposition forces. As the conflict continues to evolve, the balance of power in Syria may be increasingly shaped by the fate of these high-tech military assets.